Hello there, Kenny Durkin, back in the Durkin workshop here. How's it going? Are you liking my quarantine beard? You guys growing any out there? I don't like it. I'm probably gonna shave it off. Anyways, last time I talked to you, I did a caricature. Before that, I did a little bit of character design work with an app called Character Design Shuffle. We're going to do that one more time today. I'm just going to do one drawing today, um, and go from sketch to inks to color, and probably try to keep it around 10 minutes if I can. So this will be the last day of character design shuffle, and then we'll move on to something else. So I'm going to go to character design shuffle. Here it is. If you don't know about it, it's an app that you can find in the App Store. It's just a couple bucks, and it's a great way to practice and exercise, and I use it quite a bit when I'm kind of goofing around trying to get inspired. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to do character and outfit. And like I said, once again, if I get a human being, I'm going to move on. I'll do human beings next video, but this time we're just going to stick with. Mostly I get animals when I do this, so let's see what we get today. Shuffle, let's stop it. Ah! Humans. We're not doing humans today. A fly. Doing yoga. Alright. So I'm going to open up Clip Studio again. And what I'm doing is I'm having a couple different layers here. So I'm going to have this layer, and this layer. This layer is going to be my sketch. This layer is going to be my color. And this layer is going to be my inks. And when you're working digitally, you have to kind of wrap your brain around working with layers. But once you do, it's really a great tool. So what I'm doing is a sketch layer first. And what was it? It was a fly doing yoga. Okay, so I'm just going to start sketching and see where this takes me. I'm going to give him big eyes like this. I know that's what I want his face to look like. And they usually have this little mouth down here. Let's see, yoga. Maybe I'll have him on a yoga mat and be doing like a downward dog sort of thing. It's about the only yoga pose I know because it's just so funny. Wings up like this. Downward fly. He's on his tiptoes. And maybe we'll put, they got six arms. We'll have the arms going off this side there. Like this. And then we'll do a little yoga mat down there like this. Maybe little shorts on him like this. Now that's about all I'm going to do for a sketch layer. Now sometimes I'll put a lot of work into a sketch layer. And I'll work it and work it and work it. Today I'll just do a really quick sketch. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the top of it with the inks. And I'm going to go up 2 layers. So I'm down here on sketch, but I'm moving up here to inks. And I'm going to start inking this thing. One of the things I like about working with Clip Studio, and if you're going to work digitally, there's all sorts of different programs you can use. Some people use Procreate, and there's other ones out there too. There's some great free programs you can use. This one's Clip Studio's got a subscription, so you pay a little bit each month. I believe Procreate you just pay one time. What I like about this is it's infinitely customizable. So you see this menu over here on the left hand side. You can customize that however you like. And I don't have mine optimized the way I want to, but it's getting there. So you'll find tools that you use a lot, and you can put those in there and you can arrange them in whatever order you want. And if there's tools you don't like to use or you don't use as often as you'd like, you can just stick them off to the side. You can download all sorts of different fonts. You can download all sorts of different types of brushes, patterns, um, all kinds of material you can use. You can even animate on it. I'd love to try that sometime. And infinite number of layers so far. I can go layers and layers and layers, and it doesn't seem to slow the program down at all. This program can take a lot. You can be listening to music and watching a movie and doing this big picture that's a high resolution and doesn't seem to budge. It's glitchy sometimes, but all technology is glitchy sometimes. So we're going to keep it right about there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop off that sketch layer. Goodbye. And I'm going to go to my color layer. Now, this time around when I color, I'm going to do my midtones first. So I think my midtone of this guy is going to look like this. And I'm just paint bucketing this stuff in right now, because I close my lines off pretty good when I draw, so I can just paint bucket it. And let's see. I'm just kind of arbitrarily picking different colors that might work together. Add a little more blue. Just blocking in some flat colors. Midtones first, and then I'll add the shadows, and then I'll add the highlights. Let's go nice red here, maybe. Maybe some blue down here. Okay, so those are just some flats. Now what I'm going to do is go back in. I'm still on that same layer. I'm still on that color layer. And the reason why I have a separate layer is because I can color underneath the line. So there's my line layer right here. And I'm coloring underneath it. If I take that layer away, that ink layer away, those are just the colors right there. So I'm not going over the top at all. And it does get confusing. It does get confusing when you're working on layers and all of a sudden you've done a bunch of steps into a layer and realize you're on the wrong layer. Digital's pretty forgiving. You can undo things and go back, but sometimes you forget to save things, and sometimes there's a crash or this or that, and suddenly you've done a ton of work and it's all for naught. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just adding those little dark areas. I figure I'm going to have the light coming in maybe this, oops, maybe the light coming in about this way. So the shadows will be down here and the highlights will be up there. And I'm just picking colors, the colors that I already put in there, and just finding a lighter version of it that I like. And this is going to add some volume to what I've already done. Now, like I said in the last video, the thing with working digitally is you can work it forever. You can get down to the tiniest pixel. I mean, you can zoom in that far. And that's not necessary. It's picking up my finger right now. That's not necessary. That's crazy. You don't have to do that. And it's hard to know when to stop with digital. I've been doing digital caricatures and I start drawing. I mean, you swear you're drawing the people's pores in their skin. That's how zoomed in you can get. It's like, you don't have to do that. Let's do simple, keep it simple. You do complicated stuff too, but for this kind of stuff, if you're doing something that might be animated or something, keep it, or something you have to draw over and over again, keep it simple. Because the simple shapes are what's going to sell it. We're just about done with this guy here. All I'm doing is just adding little bits of color here and there, and it just gives it much more dimension. I don't think I'm going to add any darks to those wings. I'm just going to keep them that light color like that. And maybe do a little bit of shadow underneath that on that mat there, and then that's about it. Something like that. There we go. So there's the fly. The yoga fly. Not bad. Not bad. I should, in all honesty, I should say, I've been practicing these a little bit. So I'm going to show you a page of ones that I've done. I think I had an Aardvark Frankenstein. There was a fox basketball player, elephant, ice skater, and gorilla chemist, I think he was. Dancing cockroach, jazz playing frog, squirrel ghost. I can't remember what that was. Some some crazy bunny, I don't know. Blue Jay, Mad Hatter, and I think I did pick a guy, just a human, just for fun. It was like a hillbilly or a farmer or something like that. And a squid sheriff with a little bubble gun there. So that's it. Just a little look into my process. So next time, I promise you, we will get back to humans. I've got a few sources of inspiration that I found online that are great for character design and poses and things like that. So we'll go over that next time. And everybody take it easy and hang in there.